Hey there, folks. Welcome to Advisory. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today is our final installment of the hit series, How to Be a Longhorn. This is just the last section of the Campus Culture Handbook that I am going to go over with you. We will be talking about all sorts of things that are hopefully helpful and meaningful to you in advisory, but today's the last day that we're going to go over the specifics of the Campus Culture Handbook. We haven't gone over every single little detail, and so I encourage you to find the Campus Culture Handbook on Longhorn Country and read these policies for yourself. For our last How to Be a Longhorn, I want to talk about the Reset Center, mental health services, and our counseling team. So let's first talk about the Reset Center. We talked a little bit about it when we were going over level 1 and level 2 offenses and the student code of conduct. A student goes to the Reset Center usually because a level 1 offense is being repeated or there's a level 2 offense happening. The purpose of the Reset Center is to provide a short-term alternative outlet for students outside of the regular classroom setting. Sometimes we need to get outside of the classroom to regulate our emotions and to really talk through what's going on. It's here to address misbehaviors and identify the root cause while holding students accountable. So it's not just a punishment when you do wrong. It's an attempt to find out what's really going on. What are the deeper reasons for that misbehavior? It's here to use social and emotional learning and restorative practice to combat repetitive misconduct. And it's there to work through behavioral concerns and repair the harm between teachers, staff, and peers before returning to the regular classroom setting. So a lot of the times, whenever there is some sort of conflict or misbehavior, people have a lot of feelings about that. And the Reset Center is a place where they can work through those feelings and move forward in a positive way. The goals of the Reset Center are to minimize student time outside of the classroom. We're going to solve the problem as efficiently as possible and get you right back into class. It's to address root issues impacting people's behavior and increase student social emotional intelligence and self-regulation skills. Emotional intelligence and self-regulation skills are things that you need to practice. And the Reset Center is a great place to work through these things. And it's mostly due to our incredible Reset Center coordinator, Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson's entering her 5th year here, and I can think of very few people that have a bigger heart for kids than Miss Johnson. She is a really good resource to talk to, even when you're not being sent to the Reset Center, and we're very thankful to have her here. So if you see her in the hall, that's Miss Johnson. Make sure you say hello. And the other part of this lovely picture is Mrs. Pott, who is our mental health clinician. She is also very, very good at her job, which is as a licensed therapist. While Ms. Johnson usually deals with behaviors, Ms. Pott deals with the emotions and some of the things that get in the way of us being our healthiest selves. And so if you have trouble with anxiety, depression, grief, panic attacks, or trouble getting work done, problems eating or sleeping, and all sorts of other situations, you can talk to Mrs. Pott. She is on campus almost all of the time. And if you need to talk to her, you need to first talk to your regular counselor, and they can refer you to her. You can also talk to her in the hall because she is also very kind. And she always wants me to share this. If you are ever in crisis, or if you know someone who is in crisis at any point of day, 24/7, you can call 988, which is the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. And finally, we also have our regular counselors. They are here to help us with our social and emotional health as well. And they're also here to talk with you about how to get your credits and what kind of classes you need to take. Your counselor is dependent on what your last name is, and it's divided alphabetically. So if your last name falls between A and CAR, that means that your principal is Miss Shaw and your counselor is Mr. Ross. And it goes down the line with Miss Kirk, Miss Garcia, Mr. Chassin, Miss Rodriguez, who is our new head counselor, and Miss Strickland. This information is at the top of the handbook. It's also on its own button in Longhorn Country. So if you're ever curious as to who your counselor or your principal is, you can look there. You can email them at these email addresses or call them at these numbers. We also have our BTEC admin and counselors. Our principal for BTEC is Armstrong once again this year, and the counselors are Ms. Cervantes and Mrs. Beck. If you need to talk to the counselors, there is a very specific way that we are going to do that this year. If it's an urgent crisis, tell your teacher or another trusted adult, and they will make sure that you get to your counselor as soon as possible. If you're feeling a lot of feelings, or if you're having a very, very bad day and you need to talk to someone immediately, then they will be available to you. However, if it's a non-crisis, it's not as urgent. Maybe it's a question about your classes or credits or any sort of academic issues, This is how you can talk to them. You stop by that office during the passing period, lunch, or before or after school, not during class. And you will fill out a pass with your counselor with your name on it. You'll give that pass back to the clerk at the office, and then whenever the counselor has time to meet with you, they will use the pass to call you out of class. So there's no more going to the counselor in the middle of class unless they call for you. And in order for them to call for you, you need to stop by and fill out a pass with them so that they know that you need to talk to them. That is all from me for today, and that is the conclusion of how to be a Longhorn. So congratulations, you know how to be a Longhorn now. Now that you know most everything about how to be a Longhorn and what our policies and procedures are here at school, we expect you to follow them, and if you have any questions about them, to ask. For the rest of advisory, you're going to be doing one of two things. You're either going to be finishing your treatment agreements if you have not finished it in this class yet, or you're going to go on to some more icebreaker questions from last week so that you can continue to get to know your classmates better. I will see you in a future advisory. Until then, be good to yourself and others, and I'll see you real soon.